Now, this is a video that I never expected to be making because I honestly had no interest in watching Gotham at all. No interest, absolute zero level of interest in watching this show. I thought the idea of a Gotham TV show without Batman was completely absurd. I thought yet another version of Batman's origin was an exercise in pure tedium.
And your dad's dead. Get over your dead parents already.
Didn't your parents die?
Don't bring it up!
In fact, after watching the first 8 episodes, I would still argue that it probably is. I mean, we know the story of Batman inside out and back to front. Do we really need to go over that again?
Knock, knock. Who's there? Beak. Beak who? Oh, God.
Because I'm Batman!
But I'll explain all that in a minute. What did impress me, though, is how well constructed the story is, like the overarching story of the season so far, and how interesting many of the characters are. I mean, even if it wasn't set in the comic book universe, I think I would still probably enjoy watching this show. So let's cover the good and the bad. In fact, let's start with the bad, because I feel like I need to get this off my chest. But, of course, keep in mind this is only my opinion. Oh, and also, since I'm kinda late to the show, I might just sprinkle in a few light spoilers here and there. Nothing very big, but just very light spoilers, so just be advised. So, the bad. Every single second that Bruce Wayne was on screen. I know. For a lot of people, Bruce Wayne is probably like the meat and the potatoes of the show, but I can't stand it. Every second he's on screen, I hate it, because the only apparent point of any of those scenes with a young Bruce Wayne trying to figure out why his parents got shot seems to be the show saying, look, he's turning into Batman! He's turning into Batman! You see that thing he's doing? That's kind of a lot like Batman, isn't it? Do you get it? You get it? You get it? Yes! We get it, alright? We get it. The show's called Gotham. We understand, just like the last 15,000 times that you showed basically the exact same scene, even taking place in the same room. We get it, alright? I really hope they're not going to keep doing this in every single episode, because, you know, unless those scenes contribute meaningfully to the story that's going on in the episode, just skip over it. We don't need to recycle that same scene of him becoming like Batman every episode. Because quite frankly, I'm way more interested in seeing what Penguin is doing, or what Gordon is doing, or how the looming gang war will unfold. That's interesting. But seeing the same scene recycled over and over again, saying basically the same thing, not very interesting. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, why is it that this grinds my gears so much? Because I like Batman just as much as the next guy, but I think it has a lot to do with how the kid's playing the part. I mean, I'm sure it's not the actor's fault, you know, the young kid who's playing him. It's not his fault. I'm sure the character's written that way and that the kid's being directed to act in that way. It's just, alright, it's like this. Batman, well, adult Batman, he always has a certain energy. He has a certain intensity to him. And that comes from his years and years and years of training his body, training his mind to peak condition, and his decades of disciplined work in perfecting his skills into detective work and forensic and psychology to transform himself into the world's greatest detective. So that basically when he walks into a room, he's already 5 steps ahead of everyone else.
You didn't think I'd come here without reinforcements, did you?
Wish I'd thought of that. Oh, wait. I did.
That's why Batman in the comics is often written as being like very blunt with people, or very short in his dealings with people. Like he'll interrupt someone halfway through a sentence, but it's not him being a jerk, it's just because he knows the rest of the sentence of what you're going to say, and he's already got his answer, because his mind works much faster, and he just doesn't have the patience to wait for you to finish your sentence before he answers. That's why a lot of the other superheroes think that he's arrogant.
That idiot.
I'll get him. The rest of you take off, now.
But
Just do it!
The point is, he acts that way because he has the skills and the experience. The problem I have with the Gotham version of Bruce Wayne is they've given young Bruce Wayne that same energy and that same intensity, but he has none of the skills yet. He has no experience, no skills, he has nothing to back it up. So, you know what that makes him? It makes him one of those bratty kids that thinks that they know everything. And we all hate those kind of kids. A perfect example is what happened in episode 8, where there was like a serial killer that was picking off firstborn children of Gotham's richest families. And Alfred is like, well, you're the richest firstborn in the whole city. Maybe we should take like an overseas trip for a couple of weeks until they catch the guy. And Bruce says, well, my parents are already dead, so there's no one to take me from, so he won't come after me. Oh, really, Mr. Expert? Tell me, how do you know that the serial killer is motivated by a desire to rob parents of their children and not just being a crazy lunatic that thinks he's sacrificing people to this weird goat spirit, which, by the way, is exactly what ended up happening. So you were wrong. He could have very easily targeted you and killed you, because in that same episode, young Catwoman climbs right in the window while you're sleeping. That could have easily been the serial killer climbing in the window. You're an idiot. Stop acting like you're Batman. You're not Batman yet. You're 10 years old. You don't know anything. Shut up and listen to Alfred. Oh man, I know he spent like a couple of days reading through like business files from Wayne Enterprises, but I don't see how that makes you an expert in criminal psychology.
You know something, Bruce? You're not always right.
I mean, we already have the Riddler to play the whole irritating, I already know everything kind of character. And that's fine, that's what the Riddler's supposed to be like, but I don't think Bruce Wayne is supposed to be like that. Certainly not before he's even Batman. I don't know, I just hope they change that up a little bit. But that's enough of the ranting. Let's talk about the good stuff. I love the Penguin, and I never thought I would say that, but I do. I think he's the most interesting character in the whole show. I kind of like that he has a limp because he was like crippled by Fish Mooney. I think that's good, it works. And I cannot wait for him to get his revenge and to see the look on Fish Mooney's face when she realizes that it was the Penguin who brought her down, the Penguin that eats the fish. Ooh, that's gonna be a sweet, sweet revenge.
Still, could be worse. My nose could be gushing blood. Your nose could be...
I also really like the whole dynamic between Gordon and his partner Harvey and the whole corruption angle there. It's really great to sort of see the two of them over the course of like the first 8 episodes slowly growing to sort of like each other more, while you know there's this secret brewing under the surface of the whole thing with thinking he's with the program but he's not really because the Penguin's not dead. And of course, now after episode 8, that's all going to come to a head. And I also like that his partner Harvey is kind of a dirty cop, but he's not a bad cop. You can see that he's just kind of been worn down by the city over all these years and that he used to be like Gordon. See, that's interesting. Plus, he has quite a few funny moments in the show too. I love the whole power struggle between the different families of the mafia and how Penguin's in the middle there and he's trying to like maneuver events, and how Fish Mooney has this like apprentice spy girl working on Falcone so that Fish is going to have a mole in the enemy camp. That's great. I love all that stuff. But I do worry a bit that maybe after the story of like Penguin getting his revenge and the gang war, after all that's done, not sure where they would go after that. I mean, maybe the show will kind of lose its whole Game of Thrones type of back and forth political maneuvering between the different families, which would be a shame because I really enjoy that. And I'm not sure exactly what they could replace it with that would be as interesting. I don't know, maybe a Red Hood style Joker origin story. Maybe they could get like a season out of that, but again, if there's no Batman, I'm not sure how they could do it. But overall, I'm really surprised at how much I ended up enjoying Gotham, and I'll definitely keep watching, and if you guys want, I could do like a more formal review of each episode as it comes out, just saying, if you guys want. But thanks for watching, and until next time, I will see you in the comments.